Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about issue number 2 of Ms. Marvel, Mutant Menace, written by Iman Vellani and Sabir Pirzada. But before we dive into the story, I want to ask if you enjoy this video, please leave a like and a comment to help the channel grow. Now when this issue opens, we pick up with an explanation on how Lila Cheney got into the situation she is in. She states that on opening night, her people got an offer from Mojo to stream her concert on Mojo's World to kickstart his content marathon. But in exchange, he would sponsor Lila's whole tour. So with that said, she couldn't turn it down. So after she fulfilled her obligations to Mojo's team, he insisted on an encore, but due to her being booked across the galaxy, she had to turn it down. But one thing to know about Mojo is that even with all the power in his world, he also has the temperament of a toddler. So with an outburst from Mojo, Lila Cheney was not down to be controlled, so with the help of her mutant powers she teleported away. But as soon as she did that, not only did Mojo pull out of his sponsorship deal and break his agreement, but at her next few shows, Lila noticed a massive bald spot in her crowds. Now the reason why that was happening was because Mojo brought Lila Cheney loyal fan club seats to make her audience seem smaller as well as potentially kidnap them. So with this dramatic move, Cheney knew she couldn't go on until she found them. So with the race against the clock on, Cheney went back to Earth only to find that the X-Men was already destroyed. And for a moment, Cheney thought she was on her own, until she downloaded the mutant tracking application that led her to Ms. Marvel. Now following that, we jump back to the current day with Kamal Khan in Lila Cheney's private room. And while they were in there, Kamala started to completely fangirl out, which led Lila to ask about the rest of the X-Men team. So with Lila completely filled in, Lila Cheney asks Ms. Marvel how she feels about leather. So with that going down, we jump over to the Atlantic Ocean, where we get a dialogue between agents of Orcus. And during that convo, they say they hope they can count on someone's discretion in this matter. Because the person who is talking is not exactly popular with their employers. But the talking person promised this is all in the name of science, for they must be fearless in the pursuit of discovery. And in this process, the data that was shared by Dr. Gaia was extremely valuable. And as far as they are concerned, they all are on the same team. So even if the bureaucrats at Orcus would say otherwise, then it's best just to follow science. And with that said, we see the apes in space informing Natika to take caution when dealing with the package, for it is rather delicate. So with that out there, we see Natika once again making moves in the shadows as she overlooks the product being removed from the space pod. Now with the plot continuing to unfold in the background, we jump over to Mojo's studio, where we see Ms. Marvel in disguise as a fellow musician. And the reason why this is going on is because Lila has a plan in place to get free from Mojo. And the first step in said plan was to trick him with an offer of producing her newest music video. And as for Ms. Marvel, she was presented as a famous Earth artist that was going to perform with her. So with the bait in the water, the psychotic producer bit it and agreed to the arrangement. And very shortly after that, the two of them was in front of a camera, and during their attempts to record the music video, Kamala brings up how they were forced to say too much dialogue and not enough singing. Now this hit Mojo hard, because he was the one writing the dialogue. So with that said, all parties involved took a break in order to rest and pick up at a later time. So with that opportunity available, Lila Cheney disappeared off set in an attempt to find her loyal fans. So while that was going on, Ms. Marvel was dead set on distracting Mojo for as long as she could, in order to give Lila the time she needed. And right as she was doing that, Ms. Marvel power glitched out of nowhere. So with all eyes on her, we jump over to the next page, where we learn exactly what Mojo did with her followers, because we ended up seeing all her followers mining views for Mojo World against their will. So with this task before Cheney, we jump back over to Mojo asking Kamala what the heck just happened to her, referring to the power malfunction. But his concerns was quickly erased when his assistant informed him of a viewer spike. So with a new perspective to exploit, Mojo wasted no time in putting Ms. Marvel in as many programs as possible, ranging from food promotion to a knockoff Edward Scissorhands. So as Ms. Marvel does all she could, we see Lila Cheney battling against Mojo's top enforcer Spiral. And during their fight, Cheney catches her off guard and knocks her out cold with a guitar shot to the head. So with that situation dealt with, we jump back over to Ms. Marvel continuing to be exploited. But this time she was doing ASMR videos and parodies on Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones. So as Lila continues to search for a way to free her followers, we see Miss Marvel also acting as if she was in Fight Club and The Matrix, but anyway, Lila managed to free them from their mental prison. So with her fans removed from the auto viewers, Mojo discovers Lila's deception and attempted to attack her, but he was quickly outmatched as she got behind him and wrapped the cable around his neck. And before he could retaliate, Miss Marvel crashed on the set and shut him down. So with the battle almost over, Mojo turned to his trump card and struck Lila Cheney with a needle coated with Blightswell. Now for those who don't know what Blightswell is, it's a chemical agent that is able to cancel or suppress mutants' abilities if used in a large amount. So with that done, Kamala dealt with Mojo and helped Lila aid her followers in an escape before the needle had an effect on her. So with her ability to teleport people, Lila did just that and poofed them all the way to a safe location, far away from the reach of Mojo. So following that close encounter, they all are teleported to a far-off planet, and while they are there, Lila informs everyone around her that they all will be stuck with her for the time being. Or at least until the Blightswell effect wears off on her. But for now, she has enough power only to send one person away, and that will be used to send Miss Marvel back home. So with a deep hug, Lila Cheney thanked her friend for all she did to help her, and quickly returned to her followers. So with the day saved, Miss Marvel hears a familiar voice behind her saying that she has a cool new look. And with that said, this issue comes to an end with the Red Dagger watching her from an alleyway. Now with that out there, if you want to stay in the loop about any individual storyline, then how about you hop over to the playlist section down below or in the link cards above to get all caught up on the X-Men runs. So with that established, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to leave a like and a comment if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.